Alright guys, so this is probably the most hilarious video I've ever seen in my life. But it is going super viral as this teacher is getting accused of racism for acting like a Native American in order to teach math. And without further ado, I want you guys to actually just watch this video and then I'm going to get into the details. Take a look.
Hawks. Is that right? Okay. So got to what? 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 So got to no no so got to what? So got to what? So got so got to what? So got to what? Oh, so good. And eventually, I get to go home, and I get all of my feathers. So good, 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 Oh man, I just hurt my toe. My toe. My
Alright guys, so I was dying laughing when I saw that. From the perspective of this teacher is crazy, right? She is bat-ish crazy, okay? I appreciate the passion for teaching math, right? Teaching concepts like SOHCAHTOA, right? Trigonometry, okay? I appreciate the passion, but damn, I think she kind of went overboard, okay? But you know, when you are in a super liberal state like California that she's in, and you do stuff like this, people are going to get offended because the left is outraged by this, right? They're outraged. They're saying that this is offensive. In fact, the person that recorded this allegedly is a Native American student who said that he felt that this teacher was committing violence against him, which is why he recorded the video in the first place. So let's go ahead and get into that and talk about this because I think I have an interesting perspective on this video. So this is the Instagram page that shared this. It says, yesterday, a Native American student filmed this video in his math class after several minutes of the teacher war whooping and tomahawk chopping. The student began filming because he felt that violence was being committed against him and he had the right to record. This was taken at John W. North High School in Riverside, California. At first, the student noticed the teacher was pulling out a fake feather headdress, and when she put it on, he thought, what is she going to do? I'm sharing this video because these behaviors can no longer be swept under the rug. As adults, we must stand up for our youth. Please help us, etc., etc. All right, so as you can see there, from that story, a Native American student got offended by this, and this is why it got recorded. So let's read a little bit more here. A student's video of a Riverside teacher with a Fox Native American headdress dancing in front of her class has gone viral and sparked criticism on social media of the instructor. In the video, which hit social media Wednesday afternoon, October 20th, the teacher appears to be sharing with students the word SOHCAHTOA, a mnemonic device used to help remember advanced mathematical concepts. Numerous social media posts criticize the teacher's behavior as racially insensitive towards Native Americans, with some calling for her firing. Again, the woke mob is coming. A Thursday morning, October 21st, statement from the Riverside Unified School District confirms the video is from the district and decries the teacher's lesson. District spokesperson Diana Meza said the video shows a female math teacher at John W. North High School who was teaching a trigonometry class. Quote, obviously, this video has gone viral, Meza said. It's not who we are as a district nor as a school. RUSD prides itself on valuing diversity and equity. Meza declined to name the teacher, citing privacy of personal matters. The instructor has been placed on leave and the district has launched an investigation, Meza said. The district is offering counseling to North High School students and has been notifying parents of students about the incident. She said, okay, all right, this is a little bit too much. You're offering counseling to students because a teacher did this? I mean, guys, the way we coddle our young people, our kids in this society is shameful, man. There's no need for counseling over this, okay? She just did it. She was overly excited, right, and did a little bit too much to teach math, right? I honestly, the more I think about it, I'm like, if more teachers were this excited to teach a subject, who knows? Maybe our students wouldn't be so dumb, okay? The video brought swift condemnation from some inland state lawmakers, assembly members Jose Medina, Democrat Riverside, Sabrina Cervantes, James Ramos, who called the teacher's actions highly inappropriate and offensive. It is damaging and disheartening to see Native American and indigenous culture represented in such trite and insensitive way, their statement said. All right. So here's the thing. I find it interesting how the left gets mad at the right for the right getting mad at teachers, right, who teach woke indoctrination in schools, right? Teachers that literally are being political, okay? Something that they're not supposed to do in school. But then they turn around and they want to get mad at this teacher for doing this, for acting like a Native American in order to teach a mathematical concept. Now, again, that's not me excusing the behavior, because, again, I'm not Native American, so I can't really speak on whether or not it's offensive. I don't know. Apparently, the Native American student that recorded this said that they felt that violence was being committed against them. Now, I disagree with that. I don't think that violence is being committed against them. I just think that, again, she was a little bit overly excited and doing a little bit too much to teach his lesson. But at the same time, I just find it interesting how the left is trying to get this teacher fired for something like this, but yet they turn around and complain about the right when the right complains about teachers being political in class. At the very least, this teacher is not being political. She's simply trying to teach, right? She's trying to do her job. Yes, she's doing it in a way that's, again, doing a little bit too much, but that's what she's doing, okay? And I do think that she's a little crazy as well. But like I said, I'm not Native American, so I can't really speak for how, they should feel. But what I will say is that I do have a lot of friends who are from families overseas, right? I have a lot of East Asian friends, Indian friends, Arab friends, African friends. I have Hispanic friends. I have friends from all over the place, okay? I have friends from all over the place. And one thing I've noticed about foreign people and their culture is that they don't mind when people do stuff like this. They don't care when, white people or somebody that's not a part of their culture mimics their culture. They don't, because they see it as a sign of cultural dominance. That's how they look at it. Like, really, right? Like my Indian friends, for example, I'm talking about Asian Indian. They like when I eat curry, right? They like when I come over and, do the things that they do. Now, I'm not eating with my hands like they do. Like, they be eating like this, right? They literally be scooping up their food, their curry, and their rice. They be and then they eat it, right? I ain't doing all that, right? I'm going to use a fork. I'm too American for all that. But I'm just saying, they like when I do stuff like wear their traditional garb, eat their food, like mimic their culture. They like it. Again, because they see it as a sign of cultural dominance. And see, that's what gets me about so many people, particularly black people, that complain about so-called cultural appropriation. Because the way that most foreigners look at it is like, well, if this person likes our culture this much, then our culture must be dominant. And also at the same time, that means that they're going to buy our food, they're going to buy our clothes, they're going to support our culture, right? They see it as an economic thing and cultural dominance thing. But it's interesting to me how people in America, particularly black people, we don't look at it that way, right? We don't look at a white person wearing braids as a sign of cultural dominance. Say, oh, well, this person wants to act like us and be like us. All right, well, cool. Let them do that, right? Let them come to our shop and buy our stuff, right? They don't look at it that way. They want to get offended by it instead of figuring out a way to actually take advantage of it, right? And that's so much more different than what I've experienced with, friends from overseas, okay? And that's what really kind of blows my mind when people get so offended by stuff like this. Because me personally, if this person was, dressed in some African garb, which I'm not African, so I can't really say I can get offended by it because, again, I'm not African, right? But if they was doing something that was traditionally black or whatever, or what we think of as black in order to try to teach something, I really don't care, right? Just like I told you, I don't care if people want to wear blackface. I really don't, right? If people want to do that, that's cool with me. I really don't care, right? I really don't care. But some people do, right? Some people see that and they get offended by it. When, again, in my experience, I just feel like people from overseas, they don't necessarily see it that way. Again, I could be just speaking from my own limited experience. Maybe there's other people, in the comment section that watch this video that's from overseas that sees a different way. Maybe they don't like cultural appropriation, right? But you know, in my experience, it's more of a sign of cultural dominance. Now, does that apply to this situation? Hey, I can't really speak on it because, again, I'm not Native American. This Native American person obviously felt offended by it. So, you know, hey, it is what it is. But what I do know is that the woke mob is going to go after this teacher because race hustler Shaun King is all over this, right? He's all over it, okay? And I don't think that this teacher is going to keep her job. I don't think so. I think that she might have been doing a little bit too much, right? She might have been a little bit too excited to teach this lesson. But I will say this. Again, if we have more teachers that was this excited to teach math, I think our students would be a lot better off. Again, I'm not excusing the behavior. I can see why it would be offensive. I totally get it. I definitely think she did too much, jumping around, running around. She's definitely crazy, right? And she may be too crazy to be teaching, right? To be quite honest with you. She might be too crazy to be in the classroom. But hey, that's why people on the right say we need cameras in class, right? For stuff like this, right? So maybe the left should get on board with that policy of having cameras in class. Just based off something like this. But hey, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.